Now, your local weather with the KX Storm Team.
And welcome back, everybody. While the weather pattern's fairly quiet, I wanted to start off with something I thought was pretty cool. It's not every day that you get to see a comet with the naked eye. That's precisely what we'll be seeing, or we could be able to see, Saturday night. And I was looking at some of the data on the cloud cover. It looks like we're going to have some really good visibility with this. This is Comet Wirtanen, and it will be at its peak for us Saturday night. Just after sunset, you can look 30 degrees above due east, and it should be there. So I'm expecting some pictures. I'll probably go out and try and photograph it myself. Looking at our almanac, then, we got up to 44 degrees today in Bismarck. That's over 15 degrees above average. It's more befitting of Halloween time frame than getting close to Christmas. Our low is 29. So our low today was actually 2 degrees above what our average high should be for this time of year. Record high 62 set way back in 1876. Beautiful shot right now out towards the capital city. Our temperature is falling a bit, but we're still at 39 degrees, and winds out of the west-southwest are pretty light here at 6 miles per hour. 39 in Bismarck, it's 37 in Minot. Back to the west here, 30 in Dickinson. That's where we're seeing some clear skies, letting that temperature drop. 35 in Williston, 32 Hettinger, freezing, 36 in Garrison and Linton, and we are at 32 there in Crosby. Temperatures in the mid-30s for Williston, Sydney, and 32 right now in Watford City. All right, here are the winds. They are pretty breezy out towards the west from about 10 to 15 miles per hour. They're also out of, well, that's redundant. They're out of the west-southwest. That's important. I'll show you why here in just a second. As we take a look at your satellite and radar, nothing on the radar, no precipitation. We do have these high clouds streaming on in from the west. That's about all we'll see here. But I did want to show you why the winds from the west-southwest is important. If you're driving west, if you're driving out to Montana, you're actually going up in elevation. There is a gentle slope here up towards the Rocky Mountains there in Montana. And what happens is when the wind comes from the west, the winds will actually go down in elevation. They'll descend, and as they descend, they'll actually become, they'll encounter higher pressure. And when you encounter higher pressure, those winds will warm. So it's a warming west wind. It's also known as a Chinook wind. Now, we don't get a really strong Chinook winds like you do right up against the mountains, but we do get a little bit of that here, especially out in western North Dakota, and that helps the warming process. And speaking of the warming process, oh yeah, the 6 to 10 day outlook here, this is going to be valid up towards Christmas Eve. An 80% confidence level of temperatures remaining above average, and a lot of that snow, if you've noticed, is melting out there. All right, let's go and take a look at your morning lows. We're getting down into the 20s across the viewing area here. Everywhere we'll see mid to upper 20s. Pretty mild for a mid-December night. And your highs tomorrow, look at this. Back out towards the west, talk about those the Chinook warming effect. We could see many areas getting into the low 50s for highs tomorrow, including Dickinson, and out towards our southwest. Temperatures in the low to mid 40s across the US 83 corridor. And our 7-day forecast, temperatures will remain warm. Now, on Saturday, we will have a front come through, a cold front, although the air is pretty dry, so I'm not expecting much of the way of precipitation, if anything at all, out of it. It will be breezy, though, as that front does move through, and we will see some cooler temperatures behind. So the Sunday time frame looks just a little bit cooler and early next week, but then temperatures warm right back up again, guys, into the middle of next week. We are seeing an extended stretch here of temperatures 10, 15, in some cases 20 degrees above average.
Can get used to this. Thanks, Dave. Coming up next in sports, new details emerge in the back injury of